PJ, welcome.
Hey, how are you? Thank you for
I
having me.
Oh, it's wonderful to have you here. I loved your book. This was so much fun, so beautiful.
Great. Thank you.
So very quickly, what made you think about centering a story around a hedgehog?
Yeah. Actually, my editor said to me, why Hamish? It's a little challenging to say, and I can give you the pronunciation. It's Hamish.
Uh-huh.
Um, I said, well, it is the name of my real hedgehog. So I have a hedgehog, an African pygmy hedgehog named Hamish, and he's adorable. And hedgehogs are nocturnal. So, for those who are unaware, that means that when we are awake, they are sleeping. So,
Oh,
he is sleeping. And he's lovely. Hedgehogs, I feel, are really underrated. And a lot of people know Sonic. Sonic is nothing like a real hedgehog. Um, so it came from my background is cookbooks and recipes, and I love getting kids involved, but I have found that children's cookbooks intimidate me.
mhm.
I'll look at a photo of the finished recipe and it's beautifully styled and photographed. And then, even with my experience, I cook it, it's not going to resemble that. So, of course, children are not engaged. So then I just came up with the idea of writing a storybook cookbook. And it's one of the first out there. So the story of Hamish can stand on its own. It's his adventures with his woodland friends, and then there are recipes dispersed throughout the book. That's the storybook cookbook. So as the child grows and their parents can assist, they can get in the kitchen and cook what Hamish is eating and what Hamish is cooking with Grandma Nolan in the second book. Ashwa Varhar is a fabulous illustrator. And I was so lucky to get paired up with her because it's just a joy. It's a wonderful collaboration. And she's very whimsical, like myself. I have a sense of humor that I was thankful she picked up on. We have hidden cats throughout the book. So I invite everyone not only to read the book and cook the recipes, but to find hopefully a cat or two within the pages. I also have a cat named Buddy, and my Hamish is good friends with Buddy. And I know that's hard to believe, but if you go to Hamish has an Instagram, Hamish underscore the hedgehog, you will see photos of Hamish and Buddy together. You will not see the real Hamish cooking in the kitchen. That is not something that is possible. So there definitely is a beautiful imagination with these books. But the real Hamish loves to eat.
Mhm.
So you will see a lot of photos of the real Hamish eating. And the vet has told me he needs to go on a diet.
Ah.
So you will notice that some of the newer shots of foods are actually fake food because he can't control himself. You put a real donut in front of him, he just dives in.
Well, I was hoping we could meet Hamish today, but I understand that he's sleeping.
He's not happy if you get him up before the afternoon. But there is a video of me out there that you can find for the OC festival where I
Mhm.
had Hamish.
Yeah. Well, he's such a wonderful character, but I love the recipes you have. And again, this is a STEAM race to space. Cooking is a form of science, right? It's a form of math.
100%. And I would actually say baking is the ultimate science because, unlike just following a normal recipe, baking, if you are off by some of the ingredients like the baking powder, you're not going to get the results that you're hoping for. So there's a little bit more leeway with a recipe that is not a baking recipe, meaning most likely a dessert or a cake, where you really have to be precise.
Mhm. It's a chemistry set you can eat. Uh,
Yeah,
and-
it's the
and-
best
and-
kind. It truly is. Also, hand-eye coordination. You
Mhm.
know, everything about following a recipe is so important. And here's the best part of it. If you have a picky eater, if they make it, they're more likely to eat it. So getting kids in the kitchen and cooking, it's so wonderful for families. It's fun activity, and it's just delicious.
Well, even for picky eaters, you had some great recipes in there. Which one was your favorite when you were writing this book?
You know,
I know mine.
that's a tough one, but it's kind of the one I make the most is the very berry muffins.
Mhm.
Because it's a snack or it's a great breakfast. And I also freeze them. So whenever you need them, you can just grab them. It's a wonderful mixture of recipes. We have one of the best recipe testers. I'm going to give her a shout out, Deb Murray. And we really make sure that the recipes are at a level that kids of all ages with assistance can
Mhm.
follow the instructions. We also have, you know, vegetarian, actually a vegan option in
Mhm.
one of them, which someone said to me, I don't know if kids are going to like that. Well, when you make it and you taste the burger, you're not going to, it's delicious. It's a lentil mushroom veggie burger and it's really delicious. They're all ingredients that you can find wherever you are in the world, and they're quick and easy.
Well, the next two that I'm making, crunchy baked asparagus
Oh, that's great. And if you have an air fryer, so perfect.
and chocolate cake with vanilla frosting.
Yeah.
Those are the two I'm making next.
Hopefully, there's more than just you and your wife, because when you do make the chocolate cake, it will be around, and it's very hard to refrain from going back for more.
I
So,
have a teenage son, will have no
oh,
problems taking care of that. PJ, I would love to hear a little of your book.
okay, I'd love to. So it's kind of interesting. There are two now in the Hamish the Hedgehog series, and there's more on the way. And I was like, well, what am I going to read? Because they stand alone,
Mhm.
as the each book stands alone from the recipes. But the first book in the series, which is The Kitchen Critter, it really introduces readers to Hamish and his friends in the forest. So I thought I would read a little bit of an introduction from that and then segue just into a couple of pages from the second book in the series, if you don't mind, which is Cooking Classes. Um, so let me read and get a drink. So, Hamish the Hedgehog. Hamish the Hedgehog taught himself to make baskets using twigs he found around his forest home. He's very talented, Hamish.
Hmm.
One morning, while picking berries, Hamish smelled something sweet and he couldn't resist following this delicious smell to a house at the edge of the woods. Oh, going the wrong way. Hamish walked towards the house and stood on a tree stump. Through the window, he saw a kitchen table set for breakfast. Hamish walked back into the woods, leaving his basket of berries behind. Oh no. The next day, Hamish found a basket of berry muffins with a recipe on the tree stump. How Hamish wished he knew how to cook. He had never eaten berry muffins, and they looked delicious. And then we have a 2-page spread of the very berry muffin recipe. So the recipe is written out, easy to follow steps, and then every ingredient is illustrated facing the recipe. They're really charming illustrations. Hamish returned to the house and left a basket full of strawberries with a thank you note on the tree stump. Thank you for the delicious muffins. I don't have a kitchen, so thank you for baking for me, Hamish, with his adorable paw print. Each morning, Hamish left a basket of something from the forest and returned to the woods with a basket of something delicious. The family would wait at the window, watching and smiling. I don't know why I'm having such problems here. And then there's a recipe for strawberry cupcakes, which are also delicious. I have to say, all of the recipes. And then we give options because we do try to reduce the sugar in the recipes. So we'll say something like, for sweeter cupcakes, add 1 tablespoon of strawberry jam. And I think that's important to parents to know that the recipes have really gone through a check. Everyone loved the cupcakes. So Hamish would bring back all of the treats to his friends. And his friends are just so charming.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second book is Hamish cooking classes, because Hamish gets invited by Grandma Nolan to come and learn how to cook. And this book really is an introduction to cooking for kids, and it opens up with safety tips for the kids, including wear closed-toe shoes to protect your toes from slips, spills, or drop pots. Don't wear long, loose sleeves that can hang over the stove while cooking. Wear an apron to protect your clothes from spills. Always use pot holders when handling pots and pans. Tie up your hair so it doesn't fall into the food you are preparing. And then it gets to, now let's make lunch. Always read the entire recipe and gather all the ingredients before you begin. Hamish was having problems reaching the cabinets for the ingredients and stirring the big bowl. Grandma Nolan invited Hamish to bring a friend to the next class, someone taller to assist him. The poor little guy, he can't reach the cabinets. And he's even standing on a teacup, and he's just too small. And then one of the delicious ones, the recipes in this book, is the macaroni and cheese.
Well, PJ, I know I am starving now. That sounds so amazing. Thank you. Thank you. We have run short of time. That is fantastic. Everyone needs to go grab the exploits of Hamish in the kitchen. It's wonderful
Thank
storytelling.
you for having me. And my publisher is really excited that a book and a kid's apron is one of the rewards for the challenges. So they're really sweet, has Hamish on it, and it fits all sizes because it's adjustable and machine washable. So please get out there and read any book and get in the kitchen if you can and learn to cook, because it's a great family activity.